Well, it's Wednesday again, so it's time for me to review some comic books for you, the people. So back to the absolute universe over at DC. And once again, Wonder Woman remains the best of the three main titles, that being Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman. Absolute Batman, of course, is crazy over the top, so it makes it fun. Superman struggled narratively, but it's starting to pick up, helped a lot by Brainiac, just that creepy bastard. Um, so it's growing into something. Um, but Wonder Woman has been consistently the more interesting story and grounded in this. It's like the labors of Diana or something like that, keeping with its mythological roots. And even in the art style, Superman has the best art. Absolute Batman is more, dynamic action wise and whatnot. The Wonder Woman art, but in a way, aesthetically, it just seems to fit the, the of ancient drawings of myths and whatnot. And that's only an aesthetic thing. There was a guest artist who was really good. So it might have been, Wonder Woman would have stayed at the top that way. It's not to knock the artist on this. It's good work. It's very consistent in style and whatnot. Um, but something more of a punch, and that's what that achieves. It is an action adventure story. That's what Wonder Woman is. But still, I have an appreciation for this, where Wonder Woman of the three is the one who could have fit very nicely within Vertigo type stories of the old days, and that sort of thing, which is why you eventually get things like Promethea and the like. But she could have dwelled there much easier than certainly Superman. A Batman, I suppose, here and there. But Wonder Woman would fit right in. But and this is kind of akin to that, sort of. But anyway, she's still in the maze at this secret installation, and that's another thing that unites the three titles. There's these secret installations around, so I assume that's going to come to a head uh, eventually when they will meet and cross over. So, Prison Maze in Area 41. Now, the Trident of Poseidon has a mind of its own. Fortunately, we seem quite aligned in our purpose. She's fighting these fishmen, because it turns out the woman who's claiming to be a lost Amazon is actually an Atlantean. There is a lost Amazon that Diana did meet, but this other woman was an imposter. She's an Atlantean. The Amazons and the Atlanteans, well, they cross swords a lot. Anyway, I can feel that it is the weapon of a god in every fiber of my being, because she's a demigoddess herself, Oh, man, I got to clear my throat. That's embarrassing. It's so embarrassing, but I got to do it. I could hit the pause on the thing, but look, I'm strapped for time, There, see? It's okay. It's okay. Clea and a small piece of it embedded in her staff. Had a small piece embedded in her staff. Though no fault of the Trident, it may have helped push her over the edge. Yeah, she couldn't handle all that power. Close proximity to a tool of the gods could easily drive one mad. So, see, there's Diana. She's a tough fighter, and she'll fight, with everything she's got and all that sort of stuff. But at the same time, she has this compassion about her, and is willing to even give a possible path of redemption to Clea. The Trident tells me Clea is an Atlantean. So there you go. See, case closed. I had believed all Atlanteans long dead. Does this mean Atlantis itself also still exists? Are there more? Or is she the last of her people? Well, wait till we get to Absolute Aquaman. I'm sure we'll discover all that. Anyway, be Minnie. So she's able to control this trident made out of water. And it splits into all of these, attacking the fishmen to leave old Minotaur here alone, you know? Ferdinand. Her home is the sea, and she's been separated from it for decades, perhaps longer. Though I'm disinclined to forgive horrific behavior under any circumstances, I cannot pretend that I don't understand the rage and desperation of being in prison. Well, yeah. She's been in the lockup for quite a while, so she's a little upset of being forcibly separated from your homeland, your people. You took my sovereign. Ew. You destroyed my staff. Now you claim my trident of Poseidon? Yeah, she's using platform shoes because she's not as tall as Diana, you know. Got to have that lift. None of those things belong to you, Clea. And that, not me, is why you could not possess them. And because Clea's not a goddess, you know. But anyway, find Io. When Io exit the maze, seal it behind her. So she's still got some magic in her. She's able to weave spells and whatnot. And as she's commanding this rock to guide Io, who's the real Amazon, you know, her Amazonian sister, lost in this maze. But Diana knows the way out. So there you go. No, it's not kryptonite. So there's her. See, if you can speak this, you can do magic like Diana. So, hey, Ferdinand, follow this stone to my sister Io. She should take it with her when she exits. Huh? I cannot leave you here alone. I am not alone. Look at all these minfish. Huh? Well, all right. We will meet again. So there you go. Battle, swing. But that was the last of my magic reserves. Whoops. Oh, boy. So now it's just down to her. Phew. Or in her case, wonder strength. So we're down to just the fundamentals now. Fortunately, my fundamentals are quite strong. Kicks him away. Then here comes Mama. Oh, no. Thank you, Goddess, for keeping me humble. Well, give me control of the trident. That demand nicely sums up why you fail. Ooh, that's just not going to sit well with her. I know because I read the rest of the book. But for you to find out how this ends and where it goes, oh my goodness, you're going to have to read the rest. And there's a big surprise at the end. Oh yes. Well, not really, but still, you know, check it out. It's the best of the Absolute titles, and Absolute Comics has so far, at least what they claim, a roaring success for DC Comics. Meanwhile, over back at DC proper, we have Green Lantern, which is it's all right. Jeremy Adams is a solid writer, but man, is it cluttered, and it just goes on and on. This is issue 27, you know. I know it's a Green Lantern Corps, but it has another title called Green Lantern Corps, which you would think that would be the title to feature a lot of these, cosmic battles and all that stuff. But and in this case, this Starbreaker supremacy business crosses over back and forth. So I didn't read Green Lantern Corps. I've only been reading Green Lantern. So I'm a little lost, but it doesn't really matter all that much. It's just here we get a flashback of Hal Jordan and John Stewart on a date. But I guess this takes place before the whole thing happened, but it kind of just, I kind of thought, oh, did they fix something in Green Lantern Corps and now they're taking a little break and all that? But anyway, you should have let me pay the tab, Hal. You did just save the universe. I tell you what, John, the next time you save the universe, you can pay. Until then, I like that you owe me one. Yeah. You're a real pain in the ass, right? That's why everyone loves me. Maybe this isn't. Look at that. From here, it looks so peaceful. You'd never know that up there people are warring and hating just like we do on Earth. Yeah, but they're doing the other things too. The stuff that is worth defending, living, loving, and fighting for a better tomorrow. That's why we're here, right? To help them with the good stuff. You think Guy has the same attitude? I don't think he counts. Well, I don't know if I ever told you this. I was pretty jealous when the Guardians told me about you. Shut up. No, seriously. It made me feel less special, I guess. Oh, he wasn't the only one anymore. But then, through the years, through some dark times, I learned I can count on you to have my back, to do what's right, no matter how hard or how tough. Wow, this special moment between them staring at the stars, you know. And yet, you still won't let me pay the bill. Yeah. Maybe someday we'll call it even, but not today. Come on. We've got work to do. I suppose you're right. Of course I am. I'm Hal Jordan. So there you go. And back to the space war and the chip from the cartoon, you know. Razor, did you get the message through? I was able to send a single burst transmission, but I am now using all reserve power to try and get to Oa before the Sun Eaters intercept us. And it's probably important. And if they do catch us, Jessica makes a good point. Even with the entities, we weren't able to beat them. What hope do we have that now that the entities have been destroyed? So I guess all those color spectrum guys got wiped out over in Green Lantern Corps. Yeah. All we have is hope. At least now the Starbreaker Corps is less powerful without their emotion-sucking lantern. Maybe there's a chance. Oh, God. You are in the hands of idiots. If we can get to Oa first, mobilize the defense, contact the Justice League. Result. It would be many hours before they could come to our defense. My calculations on the Sun Eater power level indicate with our current core numbers, we will be eliminated within minutes upon their arrival. We'll have to find a way to... No, not us. John. I can feel him now, working it out. Yeah, this is the thing. It's like the John Stewart story that was a backup in Green Lantern. The art was spectacular. It was really good. And it had some cool elements to it, but ultimately it boiled down to him unable to accept, you know, the death of his sister. So he created a facsimile of her. And it's really weird. And then did the same thing with his mother after she died. And so the ring holds her consciousness. And it's, you know, I'm not a fan of it. Hey, you got to deal with loss, you know. Anyway, by the time we get there, he'll have a plan. He always does. Does he? Yes, yes, he does. But you'll have to read Green Lantern. I haven't really sold it here because the earlier issues that Adams did was better. It's again a bit cluttered and all that sort of stuff. So maybe it'll get better, but I don't know. I really don't. His Flash Gordon again is it's better than this. It's really good. So that's something. That's something. It is. Most things are something, except for all the nothings. Nothings are nothing. Justice League. Well, it's still taping. Yeah. All right. Why is that still there? I don't know. I guess it won't show anyway. Meanwhile, elsewhere in DC, we've got Justice League Unlimited. Seems like they got a lot going on. But Green Lantern's too busy, well, with his Green Lantern stuff. I don't know. Anyway, all hell breaks loose. Well, we discover something about the parademons. The parademon they had in prison, turns out he was pregnant with other parademons. I know it's disgusting as all get out, but anyway. So they burst out of his belly and attack Mr. Terrific here. Oh, me, we don't want to say the curse word. Watchtower, seal the room. But there's no answer. Oh, 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 oh. They knock his T spheres around, all that stuff, you know. No, 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 all Leaguers, this is a priority. One alert. The Watchtower has been invaded. Our late parademon prisoner was an incubator, a Trojan horse. A whole truckload of his brothers are loose in the walls. Yeah. And they're even nastier than he was. Flash, Beetle, did you get that? Does anyone read me? Line clear, terrific. Unfortunately, we're still operating on time trappers. Oh, yeah. We've got a catastrophe of our own right this second. Nice booty. That's it. The whole page. Yeah, I did forgot that they only had that down. So anyway, and um, it's the time trapper. He's been wounded and metamorphosed, stitching him up. Yeah, but Trapper's natural defenses are aging this entire area into dust. It's weird art style, but it's just weird. Yeah. And I'm trying not to panic that this is happening aboard the space station. Understood, Flash. Thunder, Barter, battle stances. Barter and Thunder down. Damn it. Tornado, call for backup. Hurry. Michael, I cannot. The disintegrating infrastructure has impaired the boom tube, and there are no other Leaguers currently on board. I fear you are on your own. Oh, no. Can he do it? Well, I don't know. Well, I do because I read the book. But meanwhile, we head over to deep beneath Markovia. It's not a real country, but in the DC universe, it is. Power Girl Geoforce Captain Adam Kajedu, the werewolf guy. I'm not familiar anyway. Oh, hell no. She's pounding him with her powerful, you know. We are nobody's captive, Captain. You want to take on Big Boy here? Well, I guess so. Happily, who are these guys? They look like Superman's friends from the Asterix. See Justice League Dark Tomorrow special. Okay. Future? Yeah, well, they're the Legion of Superheroes, but now they're the Legion of Darkseid. So they're all followers of Darkseid because the future has changed. Struggle all you like. We have the upper hand. You're out of your element. Oh boy, he's gonna try to kiss him. Oh boy, that's ooh. He doesn't though. And so more and more, this is a setup for the return of Darkseid, which apparently will be detailed in Scott Snyder's KO special. Another event. It's just ongoing events. It never ends. At least Green Lanterns is within their own story. But I don't know. That'll probably tie into KO too. I don't know. But they're all going to have a big fight. So, look forward to that, I guess. DC does do better than Marvel for now, but I gotta admit, I'm starting to lose interest in quite a few of these. But we'll see. Meanwhile, over at Titan Comics, Conan has got another crossover special. So this one will be Scourge of the Serpent. I didn't even know about this. I just saw it at the comic book store. Like, oh, what's this? And it's the first issue. So doing all right so far. Boy, I wish Roberto Della Torre was still doing the work, but he only did the cover, and I guess he's not coming back. I don't know. But the artist here is pretty good. So the Thurian Age. So it's another crossover of all the Robert E. Howard characters. So Picts are the painted, though some also call them the marked. Yeah, sure. Marked by their heritage and that blue paint on their eyes, painted with the power of grand purpose. So they're having a big, barbecue or something anyway. Amongst this tribe, these two have seen such purpose play out among strong men of earth and mysterious stars above. Brule, the spear slayer. Well, the spear looks to be okay so far, but he kills spears. Gonar the seeker. I know the path will reveal itself. I merely wish to glean if Volusia's king is truly our ally, or if his body and soul are already devoured. I cannot tell you if your mission will succeed, my friend. Speak the words, and you will know. Speak the words, and all will know. All? Other warriors preparing to quest as you do. Oh, wait. Oh, no, I already read that. Other slayers set upon time's great expanse. In your dreams, you see echoes of the past. You are still trapped by thoughts of what was, what is, and what may yet be. There was no past. There shall be no future. Now is all. Really? Well, this guy's in the future, and so is Conan, and him too, I think. They're all ahead of their time. So funny how that works. But anyway, he's seeing the visions of all of these different characters. So a grand purpose for three men in three different eras. All things that ever were, are, or ever will be transpire now, and what is now shall resonate evermore. But how can it resonate evermore if it only happens now? Anyway, their fates twisting together like snakes in a pit. So are the days of our lives. Anyway, the shaman's words echo in the spear slayer's mind as his body grips each tenuous seam of stone upon the massive wall that surrounds Volusia, capital of the greatest of the seven kingdoms. To climb such would be a death sentence for most men, whatever their strength or spirit. But that is why Brule has been tasked with a duty demanded of no other. Amongst his people he has no peer. Just as the man he meets is extraordinary amongst those of his vaunted kingdom. The king of Volusia is on guard, tense with unease after recent events, and for a moment he wonders if this is an assassin sent to slay him. But then he sees a looping armlet, the signal he was told would be worn by an ally. So he stays his hand for it, at least for the moment. King Kull, you are Brule? Speak the words and you will know. Kanamaka I guess, I don't know. Those words, they are of no language I ever heard, and yet, by Volca, somewhere somewhere they ring true. Tell me, king, who guards your door? 18 of my red slayers lead guards. So you believe, but there is much you do not know. A secret passage. Throw off those kingly robes. For ahead of you this night are such deeds as no Atlantean has ever dreamed of. Well, I don't really swing that way. Oh, he means, yeah. Speak the words, and all will know. In the far-flung future that will one day be called the Hyborian Age, in the bustling city of Numalia, there is an antique house known as the Temple of Callian Publico. Its owner has received a grand gift from afar and will wait no longer to partake of its sumptuous secrets. damn thing bound tighter than a virgin's bride girdle. Ding, ding, ding. Kanama Kalajarama. Huh? Someone here? While outside in a night's secluded gaze, a young thief named Conan of Samaria scales the walls as well as any pick of the past as he prepares to enter and find his fortune. What's going to happen next? Well, you'll just have to pick up your copy. Because now, aside from Ghost Machine and Mark Millar, the Titan Conan books is as good as it gets these days. So, I don't know about this crossover stuff, but the Blackstone one they did recently wasn't that bad. So, they're going to do another one. So, I'm up for it. We'll see how this goes. Yes, it's time to take another look back at Space Ghost, the Batman of outer space. And in this issue, volume 2, number 2, he meets his Catwoman. So they say every criminal in the galaxy is welcome at the Black Nebula Bar. But every once in a while, someone comes looking for the wrong kind of trouble. Maybe you glance at a gangster sideways. Perhaps you ask too many questions. Or maybe you just remind somebody of Galactic Patrol. So tell me, what kind of cover name is Tad Ghostal anyway? Trust me, lady, you don't want to know where I come from. Oh, look, his reflection. That's cute, but your little performance will be the least of your worries, especially if you keep poking around Boss Parko's affairs. Oh, yeah? And what's it to you? The name's Luna Solaris, stranger, and I'm thinking we might be able to help each other. Okay. Well, that was a flashback, so now we jump to the present. The break-in wasn't just precise, it was downright perfect. The mansion's cameras went down seconds before the security droids. Even the photonic laser grid could barely slow her down. Her goal was simple, to gain access to the estate of Dr. Henry Contra. That's Jan and Jace's grandpa, remember? Yeah, well, you don't worry. That's what I'm here for. And then steal his collection of priceless Saturnarian, or Saturn, whatever, artifacts, stuff from Saturn, you know. She's a thief, wanted in 17 systems, capable of bending light to her will. Her name is Luna Solaris, but you know her as the Eclipse Woman. Well, I didn't really know her at all, but, yeah. You've traded and stolen goods for half the scum of the universe, Z-Rod. So let me offer you a deal. You can either tell us exactly where the Eclipse Woman is heading next, or the next place you're going will be the nearest hospital. You win, Space Ghost. I'll talk. Listen, I don't know what she's going after. All I know is there's some action at Club Voltor. If that's true, then you'd better start running, Z-Rod, before you make even more dangerous enemies than me. In his little scooter, he gets away, you know. Jan, Jace, I'm sorry we weren't there to protect your grandfather. But I promise you we're going to make this right. Don't worry, Space Ghost. Grandpa Contra's just shaking, but he's fine. Except you seem awfully riled up by this case, boss. What's your story with this Eclipse Woman anyway? I met her early on when I was still refining my methods. For a time, we fought all manner of criminals and lowlifes together, right until she decided I had eliminated enough of her competition. That's when she decided to steal the prototype power band from my secure vault. Oh. Giggle, tee-hee, giggle. So there you go. That's what his ex-girlfriend did. She lured him in, teased him, made him get rid of her competition, and then she stabbed him in the back, you know, and stole his stuff. But she's hot, you know. Yeah. So how'd that work out? Well, you'll just have to check out Space Ghost Volume 2, Number 2. Yeah. Yeah. So here we go. Space Ghost Volume 2, Number 3. Normally I like the Jay Lee covers. These covers are all right, but the Jay Lee covers are something else. But this was all they had at the store, so that's what I got, yeah. Hey, let's take a look back 10,000 years ago. Keep fighting, brothers. Glory awaits us all. My lord, we cannot prevail. The Time Master's warship has destroyed our entire fleet. Hold fast, Sigurd. If today is the day we ride to Valhalla, then let us go with fire in our bellies and blood on our axes. From now until eternity, my vengeance shall echo through the storm, for I am Torko, the terrible god killer, king slayer, and stuff like that. And I shall fight until the stars run cold. I wonder what that guy meant by Time Masters, you know? No, stay back, do you hear me? I'll freeze your molecules down to absolute zero, you costume cretins. You warm bloods won't take me like you. You've threatened enough planets with your cryogenic cannon, Pharaon, but it'll be a cold day in hell before you can escape me. Watch, kids, as I beat this old man. Boy, a nice theme villain. Yeah, the Mr. Freeze for, yeah. There really is a bad guy for everybody, huh, Space Ghost? Jan, did you see this? Am I going crazy here? Guys, or is that our frozen Viking? Dear Lord, he's been cryogenically preserved. He might very well be thousands of years old. Blast it all, there's only one person in the galaxy who can save him now. Bzzz, and off he goes. In the Phantom Cruiser. So back at Contra Engines, let's hope I don't live to regret this, but we need to pay a visit to your grandfather. I must say, this comes as quite a surprise. I never thought I'd meet the legendary Space Ghost in person. We don't have time for pleasantries, Dr. Contra. Can you help this man or not? I'll admit it's a mystery. Something in his DNA was altered by his time in the ice. Luckily for our ancient friend, I built Contra Industries to solve the impossible. But first things first, who are these youthful associates of yours? I'm Space Sprite. Yeah, and I'm Ghost Boy. Well, you've made quite the scientific discovery, children. I just imagine what this might teach us about aging, gene therapy, applied cryogenics. This isn't a lab experiment, Contra. Try to remember this man is still a human being. Hold on. Does anybody else hear that? Warning, biometric temperatures rising. That sound, I think it's coming from the ice. Kids, get down. So, of course, it breaks open and the Vikings loose and all kinds of mayhem ensues. How does it end? Where does it go? Well, you'll have to get your copy of Space Ghost Volume 2, Number 3. That's how that works. That's right. So there you go. There's some comics that I read. I gave you a little preview. So now it's up to you what you do with that. So we'll do it again next time for Mr. Nailsin's Wednesday Comics.